Okay, so here we are, John. We're back on the game, dude. The game of what the hell's going on. That's the fucking answer we're trying to answer here, the question. If you look at the timing cover right here, what you're looking at right there, that's called 3M weather strip adhesive, John. Can I get a tube and I'll show you what I'm talking about? Okay, now, I always use black, I don't use yellow.
Right, it comes in yellow and black.
It comes in yellow and black, it's super glue basically. Am I right?
Yep.
Super weather adhesive. Now what this is used for is when you're putting rubber on your car door jambs, for instance. You want to glue them in, this is a good item to use. Now, I have used this on engines before, John.
Have you really?
But I've only used them on valve cover gaskets, that's it, on Chevy 350 engines. I've never used them on this. Because look at the problem we're having here. This is aluminum, we're using razor blades and scrapers, and you got to keep this surface real super clean.
Right.
And he put glue on one side, but there was no glue on the other side.
Right.
So if you look right here, you can see that it's nice that we didn't even clean that off. It was already clean because he didn't use nothing on the other side. Now hold on, because we're not even done yet. We did find out, this is the back of the timing cover right here. You see it's already clean. Now when I was scraping that off, I did find some traces, and here's a little piece right, here's a trace right here, that he did use a thin coat of silicone.
Well, I think he just put it in spots to hold the gasket.
Is that all you think it was, and then it kind of sponged it together as it went?
I pulled off big sections of that.
Really? Yeah. That were dry?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so what the real situation is what we've actually found out is that whoever put this thing together kind of Mickey Mouse their way through the situation. I think we've already said that 67 times. What we're going to do is clean this timing cover up. Using the monkey snot glue is not a good idea unless you're using it on a valve cover. Alright, what we got here, we got is some all-purpose adhesive cleaner, and that should work better than the lacquer thinner. So if you got some of this around, use it. If you don't, go with lacquer thinner, because lacquer thinner will kill it. Watch this, dude. Okay, what we're going to have to do, we're going to have to let that sit for a few minutes and let it saturate. Okay, John? See, look how it's saturating. Loosen that glue up. Not yet, but let it loosen the glue.
I just want to see what...
Okay. Once the glue loosens up, then it'll come off, dude.
I'm the kind of guy that when I see a wet paint sign, I touch it to make sure it's...
Yeah, I know you are. This is Pete. We'll be back as we are playing the game of Will We Win? Got the motor back together, but you know what? We're not going to put the radiator on yet. We're going to go ahead and dry start that. When I say dry start it, we're going to get the thing running without the radiator in it. It is possible to start the motor without some water in the engine, because if we have to take that radiator off and all that shit again, it's going to be a fucking nightmare. It was a big fucking game we played over here. It was a game called Tackle the Fucking Engine and See Who's Going to Tackle You. We found out that my friend Pete, and of course with the help of VW John guy, we got this bitch back together and it's not going to leak. I have a good feeling that we sealed the motor up and it's going to be working good. We went ahead and changed a few items on the engine. We had the water outlet on the top of the motor there. That was the wrong water outlet. We went ahead and changed that. That was an expensive situation due to the fact that this little bastard right here cost $140. That was a $140 item to bring the hose at a 90 degree instead of a 45 degree, which was not clearing our adjuster rod right here. Our adjuster rod was in the way, so when the hose went down, it was binding it up and kind of locking it. So we went ahead and changed that out as we went ahead and changed all the gaskets and sealed everything up nice and tight and snug. Now, we do have a little problem because my friend Pete I'm not like the high-tech fucking motor guy of the world, but I do know a little bit about motors and how they function. And, you know, in a business like this, you got to at least know the fucking basics of what the fuck's going on, because if you don't, that finger's gonna go real far up in your ass, and you're gonna fuck yourself dicking around with shit like this. So I was getting ready to start the motor, and what the situation is I realized that this has a blower on it, of course, and I realized that the blower, we're looking right here, requires oil. This is a good tech tip for anybody out there that has a blower or is interested in getting a blower, which I would not even recommend on a motor like this or a vehicle like this. This is like way over the top situation here going on. But if you do have a blower, it's very, very important to make sure that you've got your fucking oil inside your blower system to make sure that it is lubricated properly, or you're gonna fuck up. So basically what we're doing now to get this thing rolling and get it going, because, you know, this is a big situation here. Once again, this car's been here for a long time. It was brought to my shop because of employees. I took the job in because I had some employees that I thought were faithful employees, turned out to be clown acts. And of course I'm stuck with finishing the fucking thing out, but you know what? I'm the fucking owner. And when you're the owner of your own fucking business, that's basically how it fucking is. So I'm heading over to the auto parts store right now to get some synthetic oil. Alright, we want to use the synthetic oil. We're going to use the synthetic 75-90 weight. And by the requirements that I have found out doing my research, it takes approximately 10 ounces of oil for that size blower. I believe that's a 141 or 144 BM blower. And that's a little bit under a half of a quart. So we're gonna go get our fucking oil. We're gonna put the oil in the fucking blower. We still gotta get some gas. We got gas that we gotta get. I've checked the transmission fluid. We went ahead and filled that up. I went ahead and put brand new oil back into the engine after we had to drain the brand new oil out of the fucking engine because of water leaks that were unknown to mankind. Nobody knows how it happened, but we fixed all that. We have the fucking vehicle wired up. I hopefully hope that everything's wired up properly. The only problems that we'll have, and I don't believe anything's going to happen, but if there is a problem, it's going to be with our ignition system. Now, the ignition system is a Mallory, no, I'm sorry, is that not no Mallory? It's an MSD. It's an MSD ignition system. It's got a hot coil system on it with the MSD box, and then of course it's got a retarder system for the timing, which is basically required for the blower system. I need to get my ass over here to get on the fucking highway, motherfucker. Thank you for fucking blocking me off from getting on the highway. Don't you fucking hate road rage? You know, I think it's getting worse and worse every fucking day. This fucking road rage bullshit here. I was out on Sunday. I went out on Sunday. This was Easter Sunday. I go out on Easter Sunday. Of course, I was heading down to the shop. I worked a little bit and then I had to go somewhere. When I went out, it was fucking bumper to bumper traffic. Bumper to bumper traffic. God only knows where all these people are going on Easter Sunday. It was bumper to bumper traffic, just like if it was fucking rush hour. It's fucking bullshit is what it is. It's bullshit that says, you know what? There's more people entering the world than there is dying. I'm not saying that as a bad thing. I'm not saying as a good thing. What I am saying is that I gotta get this fucking blower fucking problem figured out. And then we go to the next stage. Now I gotta head back to the shop. Now that I've clicked and thought about it, now I'm driving back to the shop because I'm not going to the auto parts store. I'm actually going cutting through a little neighborhood here and going back to my shop because I forgot the radiator hoses. Since we changed out that neck that I showed you, now we have to get a different radiator hose because the end of that neck is a different diameter than the neck that was on there, and we have to go ahead and bring the radiator hose with us to the auto parts store to match up the length of the radiator hose we need with the different end on it to make all this fucking work. Do I want to make 2 trips to the auto parts store? You might as well fucking say I am making 2 trips, because I'm heading back to my shop now to go get the radiator hoses to take with me to try to figure out and calculate to make sure that this all flows together. It's all about flow, see? You got your water flow, you got your air flow, you got your fuel mixture flow. All right, now we got blower flow. Oil. You know, what's going on with oil? It's a fucking oil deal. Back to the shop we go as we get our radiator hoses, and then head out to the auto parts store. Alright, so we're back at the shop. Basically wasting time. That's what we're doing here, is wasting time, because we actually could be at the auto parts store now. But we're not. We're not at the auto parts store. We're back at the shop because we forgot our fucking radiator hoses. What a bitch motherfucker waste of fucking time this is. So before we get our radiator hose, we want to go ahead and measure this, and it's telling me that that is 1.5 inches strong. That might be 1.5 inches. I'm believing that's 1.5 inches fucking hose fitting. And the hose that we got right here, this is the hose that we were using. Inside diameter on that one is going to be 1.3 inches. So that's not going to fucking work. Yeah, 1.3 inches. That's almost 1/4 inch bigger. That is 1/4 inch bigger. It's not almost. So what we'll do is take this radiator hose right here to the auto parts store. Back to the auto parts store. And while I'm at it, I'm going to go ahead and take the radiator hose off of the bottom of the radiator and take that with me and see if I can find a more compatible radiator hose for that as well. Because I'm just going to be honest with you, very, very clearly, these fucking radiator hoses are not fucking cheap. These are pretty fucking expensive radiator hoses. And this was a radiator hose that we bought. It was actually about this fucking long, and we kind of found the angle that we needed and chop, cut, and it fits pretty good when it's in there, but it still has a little bit of a bend to it. So we're going to go ahead and see if we can find something that'll work more compatible than using this radiator hose. So basically what this is all about is showing you, the viewer, that this is what it takes to build a fucking car like this. This is a situation that says it's not a easy situation. It's not the best situation in the world. It's a situation that requires a lot of patience, a lot of fucking time, and you got to be able to fucking have all that to do one of these cars. Now, I have put this radiator in and out 3 fucking times. 3 times, and every time I put it in, we find another fucking problem that arises. That's why we're gonna go ahead and start this car without the radiator in it and try to get it running. And here's another fucking problem that we found, is the fan shroud is fucking loose and not even bolted down properly. Yeah, we'll fix that before we put that bitch back in the fucking car and get it all figured out. 1 thing, 2 thing, 4th thing after a fucking other makes 3, and we're fucked. Let's get over to the auto parts store, and hopefully we won't have to go back for a while. Hopefully. Alright, so yeah, we got our radiator hoses right here. As you can see, we're going back to the auto parts store now, and I can't think of anything else that we might need at this time. The only thing I can think that we need is to go to the corporational hardware store. I don't want to mention names because they're cocksuckers and we all fucking know it. They're the ones that put the small guy out of business, and if you don't know who I'm talking about, figure it out. to return some parts that I don't need. I bought some stuff for my fucking Volkswagen, and you know, the situation really is here is that when you're working on these fucking cars like this that take months on in and months on out, and they turn into fucking years, you're not making no money. You're not making no fucking money. You might say, okay, I'm going to charge you $5,000. All right, so you get a little bit of money here, a little bit of money there, but when the 2, 3, 4 years is up, $5,000 fucking dollars, it's not even compatible to how long you've been jacking around with it, storing the car in your shop, and just fucking around trying to get the thing out of your shop. So, yeah, that's the real deal. But the real fucking situation is that we're on our way back to the auto parts store to get the parts that we need to fucking take it to the extreme of saying, I want to get this fucker started and I want to get it out of here. I forgot one more thing that's very crucial and important to start the car, and that's gasoline. See, as I'm sitting here talking to you, I'm thinking to myself, what else? What else do we need? What else do we got to have? We need gasoline. Gasoline is probably the most important thing we need next to a fucking battery, which I already have, thank you very much. That cost me $125 fucking dollars for a fucking battery. There's a situation that says, you know what, that's a fucked up deal right there. $125 fucking dollars for a fucking battery that's fucking big. Alright? It's bullshit. And that's the cheapest one I could find. So when I get back to the shop, hopefully Minnie will be there by then, Minnie the body shop girl, and I can send her out to get the gasoline. Hopefully. You know, VW John wanted to be here when we started this thing, but the situation is I ain't got time to wait around. I ain't got time to wait around because I want to get this thing started and out of here. That's the real fucking deal of the situation. Because the real deal is there's always a fucking situation. No matter what you do or where you go or how you do it, there will always be a situation of saying to yourself, I'm in a situation. Because that, my friend, is actually how you spell life, L-I-F-E, fuck off you and me both, is when you say situation. If you don't have any situations in life, then there's definitely something fucking wrong with you and you need to go see a psychiatrist. Just make sure you have deep fucking pockets because psychiatrists don't work for free and they're usually full of shit anyway. Yeah, that's right, you heard it from my friend Pete. Psychiatrists are a fucking joke, okay? They're fucking human organisms that sell theirself as prostitutes and give you information that is pretty much common knowledge sense to repair yourself instead of sitting there talking to them and whining on their shoulders. But it's the money. See, it's the fucking money they make. Yeah. Hundreds of dollars an hour to sit there with a pad in their hand and go, sure, okay, all right. Oops, the tinker tong just went off. We're going to have to talk next week. Can you pay as you leave? That'd be $300. It's a beautiful day out today. I wanted to go bike riding. I wanted to get on my bicycle and go, mountain bike riding and train myself to go to Colorado because it's springtime. And I'm going back to Colorado, and then I'm going to go to Utah and Arizona and New Mexico. We're going to do the, 4-state fucking run this year, and hopefully hit a lot of fucking trails and kick ass and take names. But, you know, the situation is I got to work. And that's the situation that we got. So, let me get over to Napa. I'm sorry, did I say Napa? I mean the auto parts store. Let me get over there and get the parts I need, and I'll see you back at the shop with the situation of trying to get this beast running and hopefully not blowing it up. I ran into another situation as we were thinking, and I was going to take the car up to the redneck shop over there at Oliver's and have him fine-tune it and get it going and stuff. But then I thought to myself, well, I can't do that. I can't do that so he can put it on his machines to make sure that everything's fine-tuned, because we got to go to the muffler shop first. Well, we got to get the exhaust system put on it before we take it over to Daryl, and yeah, so that's a situation. That's a situation that's called, it's not a domino effect, it's called the effect of it's got to be done effect before you can do this and do that effect. So yeah, I'll see you back at the shop as we attempt to get this car running. And when I say running, I'm talking started. I'm not gonna drag race the fucking engine and rev it up. I just want to make sure that all the electrical's working, the gauges are properly set, so we can go ahead and put the radiator back in, get this cocksucker fucking down the road, off the fucking stands, and see what the fuck this thing really looks like as we load it on the trailer to go to the fucking muffler shop, bitch! It's a situation, motherfucker! A big fucking situation! Situational situation that says, where the fuck is Sammy Salami, motherfucker? I gotta go, Sammy Salami, straight out of Miami. You cocksucker son of a bitch is what you are, you fucking bastard.